Welcome back, everyone. This is the WJZ election update. Baltimore City, as we've been telling you, has a new mayor.
That's right. Brandon Scott has declared victory after getting a call from independent Bob Wallace to concede.
WJZ investigator Mike Helgen was there as Scott addressed his supporters just a short time ago. Mike.
Rick and Vic, he called for unity in his new administration and thanked those who voted for him and said he will be mayor for all of the people. He cited his growing up in Park Heights. He says he knows the problems of this city inside and out. Let's take a listen to what Brandon Scott had to say after he declared victory.
Putting Baltimore on the right track, like setting a new and better course for America, will not happen overnight, and it won't happen in 1 year. But it will happen with hard work and smart decisions. If we put aside our differences, we will move forward as a city united.
Now, Scott was first sworn into the city council in 2011 when he was 27 years old. Now, 9 years later, he is set to take the helm of Baltimore City, and he promised an honest administration, something important because we have seen 2 mayors have to leave office in corruption scandals in the past decade. Again, Brandon Scott has declared victory in his mayoral race tonight over independent Bob Wallace and Republican Shannon Wright. We're told he will be sworn in on December 8th. Reporting live downtown, Mike Helgen, WJZ.
That is a big development, Mike. Thank you. Let's bring in Avajoy Burnett now, the other big race that we've been watching closely.
Avajoy, of course, has been watching the 7th congressional race, which was called already. Avajoy?
Good evening once again, guys. This race was just called literally minutes ago. The Associated Press is saying Representative Kweisi Mfume is the declared winner of the 7th congressional district race. Now, of course, this race was against Republican Kimberly Kweisi. This has been going on after the late Representative Elijah Cummings died sometime last year. And at this point, there were 4 elections leading up to this point, and we can now declare that Representative Kweisi Mfume will return to Washington, D.C. Back to you guys.
All right, Avajoy, thank you. We have an update now on the race for Baltimore City Council President State Delegate Nick Mosby declaring victory tonight with a big lead over his competitors. He tweeted out this photo a short time ago.
And he says, in part, the new Baltimore City Council look forward to serving with these amazing men and women. And our team coverage continues now with Rachel Carden.
And Rachel, as the numbers stand right now, it looks like more people are in favor of question 2, and that would legalize sports betting here in our state.
That's right, Rick. And all of our surrounding states have already legalized sports betting. So many people that I spoke to say they don't want to have to leave the state anymore. And that's why a lot of them did vote for it. You can see in the most updated numbers here, about 2/3 of the 14% of the polls that are reporting have voted yes on question 2, which again would legalize sports betting here in the state, generating revenue for the education system. Now, we know that this is just step 1. If it is passed, we know there will have to be more legislation written in a General Assembly, and the earliest that could happen is in January. Back to you.
Rachel, thank you. We want to head over to Nicole Baker now, live at the polling place at Baltimore City Community College.
Well, it's pretty busy out there. I drove past there earlier this afternoon, and there are a lot of people out there. Nicole's now breaking down voter turnout in our state. Nicole.
Yeah, Vic, it was one of the busiest polling places that we saw across the state earlier today. When we got here, voters were excited, they were enthusiastic, and they were willing to wait in those lines, although they were moving quickly. So let's get to those numbers. We want to show you what the Maryland State Board of Elections has officially tallied so far. Here they are, more than 473,000 Marylanders. They voted today in the presidential general election. When it comes to the last 8 days or so of early voting in person, that's 983,000. And then we get to the 1.3 million mail-in ballots that were received. That was a record-breaking number. In total, more than 2.2 million voters across Maryland. They showed up to the polls. That included earlier today a Peter Childs. He was out voting in Highlandtown, and he told us what it was like to vote in person on election night. Take a listen.
This is the most agency we've had this year for a long time. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, I think people are feeling that, like, at least they can do something today.
That's it for now. Back to you.
And our coverage will continue tomorrow morning at 4:30.
We'll see you then.